We filmed the ADX Cheetah Beretta video back in December, and it launched during SHOT Show. And the gentleman holding the camera here left in the edits me vocalizing that the Cheetah was designed for women 3 times. And that pissed off a lot of diehard 84, 86 Cheetah fans that the gun was not made for women. It was in fact made for them and their egos. Well, I'm reading off this email from a product manager at Beretta who put together a very beautifully compiled comparison email with lots of imagery that you'll see throughout this video. But one of the last points that this gentleman put in his email said, in fact, and this is about the 1301 Tactical, in fact, with its lightweight, low recoil, short length of pull, and definitive stopping power, it is also a great choice for women. Just like the ADX Cheetah, though they would probably want to learn the push-pull method to get comfortable. So that's from Beretta in an email. And by the way, that's the first time Beretta's had a sense of humor in 500 years, so. Hello, this is Alex from A&R Design, and today we're gonna compare the Beretta A300 Ultima Patrol. This is their brand new 12 gauge that they released at SHOT Show this year. This is their budget friendly. I say budget friendly, but you know, around sub $1,000 for a badged Beretta semi-auto shotgun. And behind me, we have the 1301 Tactical from Beretta. This is pretty much one of the best performing tactical shotguns on the market right now. And it drives a much higher price than the A300. But we're gonna compare them. We're gonna compare the accuracy at distance. We lased our target, so we know exactly how far everything is. I know that Beretta did a lot of testing between 15 and 25 yards on these weapon systems for their comparisons. We're gonna do it anywhere from 20 yards out to 50, just to see if we're getting impacts at all. But today we're gonna be going through both platforms, why they're different, and why the price is driven up for the 1301 versus the new, more affordable A300 Patrol. You ghost loading son of a bitch. You can ghost load both these shotguns really easy. We're using a Armageddon Gear pint size sand-filled Game Changer as our stable shooting platform. And we're gonna shoot all the large IPSC targets. The first one being 20 yards, second one being 24.5. Let's round up to 25. We got 35 at the wood line on the large IPSC. The 1/3 IPSC is also at 35. And we are going to attempt a 50-yard shot with both shotguns to see where we're at. All right, Ultima complete. All right, we're at 20 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are missing 1 pellet. The majority of them hit on, 1 dropped off. We didn't zero these guns with slugs. I didn't have slugs available, so I just looked at grouping over distance and tried to get them as on center as possible. It does look like this group did favor the right a little bit, but it still looks good down there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we dropped 2 pellets. This is 35 yards. At a full-size IPSC, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 impacts. So we dropped 5 impacts. 35 IPSC, or 1/3 IPSC, we have 3 positive impacts there. This target wasn't recorded on the other camera that we had stationary. But hey, we got 3 impacts at 50 yards. That's not bad. 3 impacts at 50 yards with that gun. I was expecting maybe 1 or 2, but 3, it's pretty awesome. Get these sprayed up and we'll test the 1301. So I'm running a Nordic extension, magazine tube extension, so it's flush to the muzzle. It also has the Nordic barrel and magazine tube extension clamp. I have a quick disconnect on this side for my sling. I'm not crazy about this Nordic QD though, because you can swivel it all the way around. I like swivels that lock in place, so I might see if they have a version that's non-rotational. And then it has a Picatinny rail on this side. I'm running an Arisaka Picatinny to Scout mount. We do have the Arisaka mounts available on our website, and we also sell Surefire Scout weapon lights on our website. I have it screwed into a UE07 tail cap to a Surefire tape switch. I just have it simply running underneath the handguard around, and then I put Velcro here for the tape switch, so it's where my thumb rests while I'm running the shotgun. And then this is one of our Link padded, adjustable, location padded slings that we manufacture and sell on our website. So that's how I have my personal 1301 configured. Two, three, four, 5. Now we have 5 impacts, not 100%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at 35. 4 at 35. I aimed here, hit a little low. Might need to come up a bit on the dot. And 3 at 50. So overall, exceptionally more accurate. It's what I guessed. A 1301 is going to be more accurate consistently. We do have these guns set up and configured uniquely. This A300 right here, I actually have a prototype Reptilla optic mount on it. This is for the Acro. They did this for Beretta for the release of the shotgun. And so we mounted a Aimpoint Acro on the gun. And then we also have a Valhalla Tactical. They sent me this light to mess with. I wasn't gonna put it on a AR platform gun because it is a toggle fire light. But I thought it was kind of nice that if I was running this on a defensive shotgun, I can simply roll my hand in to arm the light for momentary. And if I need to do constant on, I can just punch my hand forward. And I can punch my hand forward to lock it on, click it off, and then I can roll my hand in for momentary. Anyway, I thought that might be a neat little setup. I have it mounted low and away on it, so it doesn't really increase the profile or my field of view up there. It's a neat little system. This new optic mount from Reptilla, I believe, actually comes out this week, which by the time this video is edited and posted, it'll be a week later. So it should be live by the time this video is live. And it's nice. It'll fit both the 1301 as well as the A300 Ultima Patrol. So what makes these guns different? Well, the Ultima has a recoil spring that goes from the back of the firearm into the stock. Because of that, you can't use aftermarket stocks with this shotgun. It does come with some stock extensions in the box with it. I had to put one in there because the length of pull out of the box was a little short. So I wanted to bring length of pull back to my bicep. So I did put the 1/2-inch stock extension in there. It has a metal charging handle. The 1301 Tactical has an enhanced polymer molded charging handle over metal, obviously. It's got a circular safety where the 1301 has its keystone shaped or badge shaped safety, similar to the A400 series. Comes with ghost ring sights. We've got a polymer base, polymer fins alongside the rear peep, and a ghost ring front. Noticeable differences just with the sights. This has a fixed front blade, non-adjustable. You can't like remove the blade itself, or you can't remove the front sight post. And it's got a fiber bit, a fiber front sight post, and just a fixed plastic rear. Whereas you have the adjustable elevation and windage rear on the 1301 Tactical, as well as it's got a little nut under here, and you can change the blades out to what you want. Hand guards. The hand guard on the 1301 is continuous out here to where you would normally have the end cap for your gas system and magazine tube. It's got that really aggressive texturing, and it's smooth all the way up to the barrel face. I really like the one that came on the, I prefer the one that came on the A300 Ultima Patrol. It also has that aggressive texturing, but as it comes up towards the muzzle, it has M-lock sections on 3 sides, which is really nifty. I don't like to swap out my handguards on these guns. These handguards weigh almost nothing. There are aftermarket handguards available, aluminum. They add a lot of weight to the shotguns. I like to typically keep mine as lightweight as possible. So having an M-lock built into the A300 Patrol is exceptional. This does have this plastic magazine tube extension, though I'll take it off real quick if I have enough grip strength. So it's really not like a true extension. This is a 7+1 magazine tube, which is the same as the 1301. I've added the Nordic extension to my 1301 to bring it to 8 or 9. So this polymer bit just hides the magazine tube. It's not like a true extension. And one thing you'll notice from the pictures of these shotguns is we did remove the, it had a QD sling swivel here at the top, and it's just a polymer clamp that mounts to this polymer extension cover and the barrel itself. I removed that from the shotgun because I thought it looked a little goofy, and I wasn't gonna run my sling up there. I was just gonna run this naked with a light for like a home defense setup. Things that are really nice about this shotgun also are, so it's got the same bolt release as the 1301 Tactical. One thing that they did do is the loading gate is way bigger. So let's drop bolt. You can see the loading gate here. They basically cut it down. So comparing the loading gates between the two guns, the A300 Ultima Patrol has this beautiful cutaway scalloping. There's nothing sharp on it. It's easy to get there onto the lifter and feed your gun. You know, obviously the 1301 Tactical is a great loading gate, but where's my, there we go. Whee! But it's sharp here. This little tool access point here is pretty sharp. If you have dry hands and it's winter time and you're not wearing gloves and you get hung up on that, you might open yourself up. It's a little easier to feed on a scalloped loading gate. I might actually just take a Dremel to mine and just knock that whole thing down to match this, because this is just so beautiful and so easy to feed. This is a little bit more difficult, and a lot of competition shooters you'll see will grind that down with a Dremel and buff it and polish it up so it's nice and smooth and easy to feed. So that is a modification that I do like to make to some of my shotguns. This already has it, so that's a super nice feature. You can see the grip texturing coming up. This has the gas venting for the gas system. Very similar shotguns. I believe they're pretty much identical across the board for receivers and stock length and barrel length. The 1301 has Beretta's blink system. It's 36% faster than normal semi-automatic shotguns because it's got a rotating bolt similar to like an AR. You can see the rotating bolt in place, and it just makes it so much faster with its gas system. So 36% faster. It's impossible to outrun this shotgun, meaning you can pull the trigger faster than this gun can fire. You can do it on some of the older style guns. So I'll bring up the Ultima here. The A300 Ultima has the same bolt carrier that's classic to the 390 series shotguns. It does not have a rotating bolt face. It's just a solid block. I believe this design is from the 1960s and is still used today on many semi-auto shotgun lines, you know, on the 390 platform. So a more affordable bolt design, keeping that cost down. And again, similar gas systems, but this has the recoil system going into the stock. And if you've ever taken apart an A400 or the 1301s, there's actually a set of, I can't take this apart because everything's bolted together, but if you slide this handguard off, there's two rails here, and there's the whole recoil spring assembly is in the handguard, not going into the stock. So having a rod recoil system going into the stock is a lot more affordable for manufacturing than it is to have a custom proprietary two-rail sprung handguard system on the 1301 Tactical. This is one of the #1 shotgun dudes over at Beretta that wrote us. Last major difference in barrel technologies. Our standard mobile choke barrels on the A300 are the same core tech as the classic 390s and the 686 over-unders. This is a very well proven to make some of the most consistent barrels on the market. These are cold hammer forged, vacuum distended, and have an 18mm forcing cone. So if you guys can math, 18mm is quite small. And if you know what a forcing cone is inside a shotgun, after the chamber, the barrel starts to taper down to a tighter bore. That feature is called a forcing cone, and forcing cones can have a range of distances. This gun has an 18mm forcing cone. That gun has an 80mm forcing cone. That's a huge difference. It's over 4 times longer forcing cone. And since we're on the topic of forcing cones, the Olympic clay guns that Beretta makes have a 450mm forcing cone. So it's allowing those pellets to squish down and get all nice and tight and elongate in the barrel over a longer distance, keeping them tighter, longer. Once they leave the barrel of your gun, the strings elongate. They don't spread out, but they elongate and they stay tighter longer. So if you're shooting clays and you have a really long string, but it's really, really tight, as long as that clay passes somewhere through that long string of pellets, you're gonna get your impact. So that's why longer forcing cones on bird guns or Olympic clay guns are super important, because it's increasing the probability that the shooter does hit the clay regardless. You're increasing your probability over distance of a tight, elongated shot string. Same works for 9 and 7 pellet double-aught. You're still squishing all those 30 caliber pellets together, and you're trying to keep them as tight over distance as possible. And when you have a longer forcing cone, it's going to scrunch those pellets up tighter, but keep them in a neater cylinder as they leave, as the wad and everything leaves the barrel, and it's gonna hold that pattern tighter over distance. The 390s, the 18mm forcing cone, that's technology that's been around for about 60 years. So the 1301 is a modern advanced Steelium barrel, which is Beretta speak for custom blended carbon steel and cold hammer forged, cryo vacuum distended backboard, and has, again, the length and forcing cone of 80mm. This means increased strength, reduced recoil, backbore. The backboring also flattens the pressure curve, so it makes it super soft to shoot, and it improves the patterning thanks to the longer forcing cone. So this has the same, or sorry, the 1301 has the same system as the A400 guns. And if you watched, we recently, this past winter, we posted a Beretta sea duck hunt. We were all using A400 Extreme waterfowl guns. The 1301 Tactical has that same technology in the barrel. Features that share similar to the 1301, the overall size is the same. The magazine tube capacity, both have a 7-shot tube at 2 3/4 inch shells with a tube cover. The polymer bit is not, like we said earlier, it's not an extension of itself. M-lock and QD barrel clamp. The barrel clamp is missing from this. Drilled and tape receiver for pick rail. Profile is standard. Any optics will work with one or the other, so that's cool. This did have a Picatinny rail here. Obviously, we swapped it with the Reptilla. That Reptilla will fit both. They both have enlarged bolt release charging handles. They have a 3-inch Magnum chamber and a self-cleaning piston. So that's super important. They have a self-cleaning piston. The more you shoot, it stays clean. You do have to clean the rest of the gun. I have seen these guns get gummed up over time. My bird dog instructor, he's got A400s on probably 40, 50 sea duck hunts that never have been cleaned. They still run, but you should probably clean them. Major differences we talked about is the bolt lockup. This has the blink system and the rotating bolt. This has the standard bolt block. The recoil and bolt spring return implications for stock customization. So you cannot customize the stock, you can customize that one. And then the barrel technology. So those are 3 major differences between these 2 firearms. Advancements on the A300, and this one we have here, is the new tactical forend, which we went through. More aggressively opened up loading port, loading gate. So underneath we went over the loading port where the magazine tube is. It's a lot easier to feed. I do prefer the feeding of it over the 1301. It also includes a 3M backed Velcro patch for side saddles. So it did come with a Velcro patch. We do not have it mounted to the gun, but if you have a nylon side saddle, they do come with a factory 3M cut Velcro for the gun. So long story short, they designed the A300 Ultima Patrol in the image and vision of a 1301 tactical to the best of their ability while keeping this gun around a sub $1,000 tactical shotgun. And after shooting both these guns, we did some zeroing, making sure the optics are on. So this is a comparable test in accuracy. There is a lot of gun here for the price tag. It's not going to be as fast or soft shooting as the 1301, but for the price tag, this thing kicks ass. We'll run these as fast as possible. Accuracy is going to suck. Well, I killed both the targets. I feel like I was a little bit more controlling the firearm with the Patrol just then, just because I've been shooting shotgun so much today. Just kind of got behind it right. But it's also probably because I can't shoot as fast as I can pull the trigger with this gun. You might see it in the video, but one of those trigger pulls didn't fire the shotgun and it fired on the next pull. So I was able to have that little second to get the gun driven down. So if I was going to talk about something, the fact that I can't pull this trigger as fast as the gun, like the gun can't keep up with my trigger finger, actually gives you that little bit of time to settle the gun in between shots. Whereas the 1301 Tactical, you won't outrun the gun. I was getting a lot more shots with the 1301 in the same amount of time downrange. So that's probably why I wasn't able to manage my recoil as much and keep it down. So it's a faster gun. That concludes the comparison of these 2 shotguns. If you can afford the 1301 and it's in your budget, get the 1301. It's all around a better shotgun. But if you want to save a little bit of money and get most of the capabilities, if not almost all the capabilities of the 1301. It has that nice scalloping down here on the loading gate, a metal charging handle. It's a robust system. It does have the recoil rod in the stock. For something more affordable but super utility, can handle the abuse. It was designed around this 0.9 pellet flight control. This is a solid shotgun. And yeah, it may not have the blink system, the rotating bolt, and all the glitz and glam of the A400 series shotguns like the 1301 does. You're getting an extremely well-built, tried and true, law enforcement tested bolt and gas system. And it runs. kudos to Beretta. Thanks for making an affordable shotgun for everyone that runs really well, that gives people what they want in a shotgun without matching the super expensive price tag of the 1301 Tactical. That's it. I'm done. I'm done shooting double aught buck. I'm over it. This video is over.